In this video, traders, we're going to look at, can you explain why you are in a trade? Stay tuned. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining me. All right, so can you explain why you are in a trade? This is a really good litmus test, if you like, for any trades that you're taking. You know, very often I'm in a trade and I'm thinking, why am I in this trade? Can I really explain why I'm in this trade? Yes, you might convince yourself you've got this pattern, all that and the other, but hey, can I actually explain it? If I had a risk manager come up now, tap me on my shoulder and said, Mark, please explain to me why you are in this trade, go. If I can't do that, then I shouldn't really be in the trade. If I can't immediately say, I'm in this because of this, this, and this, and we'll look at that in a moment, then I shouldn't be in the trade. And there are some things which don't count. Guys, there's some things which you can kind of say, they sound good, but they don't count. And what we'll do is we'll look at some of the obvious things that you tell yourself, which aren't good enough, and then we'll go over some of the things that are good enough. Again, my opinion, guys, that's what it's all about here, guys. Two things make a market. But something like, why I'm in this trade is going up. Well, that's not good enough. You know, just going up or going down, it doesn't matter. You get a cross for that one. The market is oversold. We know the score with this. Unless you've got a very specific strategy. And in fact, let's look at that and look at a kind of alternative. That's probably a better way of doing it. So it's going up. Well, no, actually a better thing would to say, hey, we've had one good drive higher. We're now on the first pullback. I'm expecting 3 waves of strength before we start to consolidate. We are at the beginning of the move. We've had a catalyst. We've had this. That's better. Now you've got a reason. Right or wrong, we've got a reason. I can quantify the risk on the trade. I'm taking the trade. That's more like it. What about the market is oversold? Not enough on its own. How about this? The market has been trending up very nicely for the past few weeks. We've now started to pull back. This is the first real oversold condition we've had. I have now pulled the trigger long as we've come off oversold back into neutral territory. My stop is below the low, my target is above the high. I think with the conditions we're in, the move we've had, the indicator I've got there, that this is worth taking. Now that's a tick. That's much, much better. What about the stock has gone too far? The reason I'm saying this, guys, is, you know, especially some of the moves we've had at the moment, you know, people, Tesla, depends on you're watching this, but you go back and look at a chart of Tesla, ripping up to about 960 and back again, people shorting at 5, 6, 700, 800 and just getting cleaned out. But we see this time and time again. It's not enough of a reason the stock has gone too far. Yes, it may have gone too far in your opinion, but you can't trade off opinions. A better bet would be, okay, I think the stock has gone a long way. I've now seen 1 day of weakness, one retest back of the highs, which has failed. So I've seen some sellers come in. I can at least apply some structure to the trade. I've got a quantifiable stock position. I've seen some weakness. This is how I'm going to structure it. Now, I'm not saying that's the right trade or wrong trade, but it's a much better justification and explanation why you're in the trade. What about it doesn't make sense? Again, we see this time and time again. Why is the market going up? We just had awful data coming out. Job number was awful. Why is the market going? This is opportunity. Okay, now let's assume that you did think it doesn't make sense. You could say, okay, it doesn't make sense. I feel that people are going to be trapped by this move. So I have gone long on a double bottom type of pattern, expecting people to come to their senses. And again, I'm not saying this is something you should be saying, but this is far, far better. I have quantified my risk. I've got a pattern in here, and I feel that this, and this. Much, much better. I think it's going lower, same thing as it's going higher. The trend is up. This is a classic one that people use. Well, I'm going to buy it because the trend is up. Well, how many times have you done that and it's just pulled back and you've been stopped out and it's continued? Hopefully not that many. Hopefully learn the lesson. It's not enough. It's a starting point. Well, I'm long because the trend is higher. We've now seen a pullback that we found a bit of a support under. We've still got reasonable amount of move potential left. I've got some resistance way higher. We've found some support here. I'm going to work off this. I'm going to use my Fibonacci, if you're into that, to quantify the level that I want to get involved in as well. I've got a confluence on a trend line, and you know what? I know a lot of hedge funds are stuck short on this position. There you go, perfect. You get a tick in the box for that. That's a reason to take the trade. So hopefully you've seen the example, guys. It makes sense to do this. And I know you see a lot of them, those examples we talked about is structuring the trade. So you've got a stop loss position, you've got this, because this leaves things open-ended, which is dangerous, number one. But number two, you don't really believe that's a reason to go into a trade. And not only that, but you don't really believe in your heart that to take a trade because it's going up is really worthy of you profiting long term. There's no trader out there, hedge fund manager out there, who buys something because he says it's going up and genuinely believes that that edge is going to play out over time. And that's the trouble. You end up conflicting with what you actually truly believe if you start saying, well, market's oversold. You know in your heart that's not enough reason to go long, but you take it, and of course you come out and you start doing all these things with the trade and messing around with it, and it's never a good trade. So can you explain why you're in a trade? Try that. When you're in a trade, have an explanation for it. Understand why you're pulling the trigger, why you have executed, why you have taken your hard-earned risk capital and are putting it on this specific idea. Take care, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.